From golf clubs to cemeteries, busy highways to boardrooms, it's been full steam ahead recently at Thor's. There's loads to look forward to, but at the same time, our business is being turned upside down. This is episode 10. So I've got an exciting project ahead of us this week. We've got a few days working at Hadley Wood Golf Club to assist the golf club with the resurfacing works. Now, there are a line of very mature Leylandii conifer trees that were never planted to be the height and width that they are standing at today. We're going to be bringing the heights down by about a third and cutting all the hanging growth overhanging the car park right back to boundary. Now, ideally, this isn't something that you would want to be doing to Leylandii trees, but given the benefit and the aesthetic value that they hold to the other side of the course where you play golf from, these trees act as a really good screen to stop golf balls flying straight over into the cars. But they do come as a nuisance because birds just sit on those branches and just poo all over people's cars. So we're going to get rid of that problem, cut the trees right back, bring them down in height to allow for the resurfacing works, and that doubles up as a benefit because hopefully the root structure, once pruned, will have less of an impact on the resurfacing works for many more years to come once the contractor puts that new surface down. So the trees have been pruned and the car park resurfacing project has been complete. As you can see, the tarmac has been laid and there's a different surface over the back end because that's actually an overflow area. So it's not the primary car park area, but the primary car park area has now been extended and the surface is more fit for purpose. You can see the trees that we've cut right back all the way to the boundary so that no branches are overhanging the car park area. Now, in ideal arboriculture, this isn't good practice, but it's functional practice, it's functional arboriculture, because these trees were just far too big for the area in which they were originally planted to serve. Like the branches, as you can see from the ones that we didn't carry out any pruning works to, were completely overhanging the car park area so that cars were just engulfed in these branches and birds would be sitting on them and just be pooing all over them. There'd be debris falling all over the cars. So once you have these golfers setting up, parking their cars, playing a 4.5 hour or 3 hour golf game, by the time they come back, their car was just peppered in bird poo and branches. So it just wasn't ideal and it wasn't encouraging for golfers to be using this space in the car park. So in an ideal world, would we have done this to the trees? No, but in order for us to be able to have harmony between treescapes and the car park areas, this was essential works. We also brought the heights down just to reduce the sail effect and also just to give longevity on the trees and hopefully to create less of an impact on the surfaces of the car park. The lower the trees, the lower likely area of influence the root structures are going to have on the adjacent surfaces so that we can have these trees for many more years to come. And if I bring you back around to the other side, from this side, you can see the benefits of having this long stretch of tree row going all the way along the car park. People would be playing up the 14th fairway and pitching into the 14th green, but actually overshooting sometimes. So it's almost like a natural screen. It's green, it looks lovely. It's been nicely topped from this side. We lightly trimmed the other side. So now we've got the benefits to having mature trees within the car park without causing any damage to people's cars moving forward.
How you doing?
Yeah, good, you?
Yeah, not bad, thanks, not bad. Sorry I missed your call, I was just on the phone to a colleague.
That's all right. Yeah, thanks for sending over that offer with the. So you've got a used this X demo, yeah?
Yeah, so they're a little bit of a rarity. Basically, we've got one. It's a year old, so it's this is March 2025. It's only done 30 hours. A bit less than that. It's actually done more like 25. It's going to have wear and tear, but it won't have anything like a dent on it or anything like that. It'll just be a bit of a,
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Do you know what the date was that we bought those other 6 from you? Was it around that same time when that one?
It's a few months out. Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Miles.
And how soon could that be ready for us if we just wanted to move on that?
I could get. It's in York, with our rep up north. Realistically, by the time I've got it back here through the workshop, probably week and a half, something like that.
Okay, fine.
We did you a deal last time, and I'm keen to make it work. So giving you a bit of extra on that one as well.
Is that the absolute best? You can't do nothing more than that. And I'll 100% if you could just cut me just something else.
As I say, I have pushed the boat on that a little. I can put some blades in them. I'm trying to think, it won't need the first. So I could put blades in the second service kit, which is more expensive again, to set you up. But yeah, price-wise, I have taken off a bit more than I'm normally allowed on that one.
Yeah. Even another 250, 17.5, and we'll call it a deal now?
17.5 for a deal.
Yeah?
For a deal now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's work with that.
Done.
I can do that.
All right, mate.
I'll send over a deposit invoice, £500.
Yeah, I'll call my broker now. I'll get it done. We've already been signed off. It's already been signed off. We're pre-approved, so it's all sweet.
Oh, sweet, brilliant. I'll get that one put through. I appreciate the business on that one, Lawrence.
No, you too, mate. Thanks for moving a little bit.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, Blake. Bye-bye. What it is with that, right, is I just need to make sure I'm getting a good deal. Now, I know that Blake is sorting me out of a good deal because I saw the number. Do you know what? My clients have been pushing me a little bit recently. Like, they've been pushing me, like, they've been saying, is there anything more you can do? And I just feel like, you know what? If I don't be a little bit cheeky and ask in the same way as my clients are being a little bit more cheeky and asking, what more can you ask? So you ask a little bit, got another 250 quid off there. That's not a bad deal. Now I just got to tell the team that we're buying a new chipper and we're buying a new van and we need another team out ASAP, which is going to throw a load of pressure on for them. But what good is a boss if he doesn't put pressure on you, mate? Today we're at a job in northwest London, pollarding some extra large poplar trees, overhanging about 3 different gardens. It's a really busy construction site. We've got works going on in the property, we've got landscapers doing landscaping work in the back garden, and we've got gardeners that are coming down in the next couple of days to help plant up this place. We've had to put additional protection in place on the roofs. It's a crazy busy construction site, but it's nothing we can't handle. The boys are working very closely with the construction team and the gardeners to make sure we get this job done on time, in time, and to specification. Let's go. So there's been a massive shift in the market recently, especially in the last, say, month, since Donald Trump has basically declared war against Iran and turned oil prices ridiculous. Like consumer behavior is huge, especially for a company like us that has a large portfolio of our clients that are domestic clients, people who feel the effects of their bills going up. The decisions that get made in households day to day, week to week, month to month really have an effect as to how quickly our clients commit to getting their tree work. And at the moment, with the increased prices in fuel and increased prices in interest rates and bills going up, and everything seems to be going up right now because of the short-term effect of what's happening with war around the world geopolitically. So our whole company and our whole customer base has completely shifted what would primarily be, well, I say primarily, about at this time of the year, 50 or 60% domestic and maybe 40% commercial, to a full shift where we're doing 80% commercial work and 20% domestic. And it's really like, that's thrown a whole spanner in the works, because as you guys know, we're well positioned for both, but when we anticipate and plan, the whole strategy needs to change, and it needs to change quickly. So yeah, we're really stressed at the moment. It's not really doing what I need it to do, and we're having to make some short-term adjustments in business strategically, marketing-wise and management-wise, as well as operationally, including spend and all of that stuff. Everything's just upside down. Everything is upside down now. It's just not where it needs to be this month. The sun's out, people should be in their garden, spending money on their trees, getting their garden ready for some... Oh, you're... But in other news, we've got some good things to look forward to, like the new website that's currently being built and developed. We've spent weeks on our new website being built, being designed, dealing with all of the back end from development. We're going through a complete new rebrand at the moment. So there's a lot of moving parts to our online presence that I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys in the other coming months. Yeah, we'll get a team down there. Yeah, tomorrow. So just got a call from one of our larger cemetery management clients about a massive oak tree that's just fallen over between 10 to 12 graves. Of course, it's a sensitive area and subject because there's a lot of the deceased and loved ones that are underneath these graves. So hopefully that not too much damage has been done, but hopefully we can remove the rest of this tree without causing much damage as we progress through. Apparently also there's a couple of potentially dangerous trees next to the tree that's fallen over. So the teams are going to have a look at that when they arrive to the site. And fingers crossed we can just get all of this done nice and dusted with minimal, if not no damage from start to finish. Let's go.
So the boys arrive on the job with every tool that they may need in order to practically and safely dismantle the oak tree. We've brought with us today the multi-tail MZ250 Mute and a load of lowering equipment and big saws to effectively dismantle the tree to mitigate the risk of causing any damage to the gravestones below. Whilst the arborists on site, they observed and surveyed the adjacent two oak trees. It was clear that they were both structurally compromised and potentially dangerous and could cause further damage to the adjacent graves. So the client agreed to have those two trees removed as part of this project as well, to save us returning at a later date.
This is sketchy! Day 2 has arrived and the boys quickly ascend the last remaining oak tree stem to begin the dismantle of the final pieces. Using techniques such as span rigging, the boys safely and slowly dismantle the last remaining stem to avoid gravestones below and allow for safe processing in an area where there is no risk of damage.
Shout out to Grab Express for assisting with the last remaining stem overhanging the gravestones. Using the grab, we're able to secure the logs whilst cutting from dropping on the graves below.
And that's the way we do it, 4 trees, baby.
So update on the cemetery job, everything has gone exceptionally well. The client is overwhelmed with how we managed to get the whole job, all 3 trees removed down to ground level, and not one single headstone was damaged in the process. The boys did such a sick job on that one, man. Like, it was so touch and go, and there were so many things in the way of getting that project over the line. And there were so many opportunities where there could have been damage, and the client would have understood it, because we did have a tree, like a 4-5 ton tree overhanging multiple gravestones, but we managed to get it done, and that's another successful Thor's Trees project over the line, and an exceptionally happy client. Job done on time, in time, without damage, and to spec. Let's go. As well as being up to our necks in commercial tree care this month, we've been using every bit of spare time we have to train and develop the teams within the company. Whether it be CAT scanner training, where we've been learning to trace out the pipes and live cables below the ground before we break it for the stump grinder operations, all the way through to carrying out first aid refresher, where the boys have been learning to control catastrophic bleeds and deal with emergency situations whilst they're out on the field. As well as that, we've been doing traffic management training, where the boys have qualified for their Chapter 8, working on signs, lights and guarding, to put signs out and cones in the adequate places on the highway to make sure that they're working safely alongside the trees on the roads. Although there's no perfect time of the year for us to carry out training and development within the teams, of course we'd much rather them out doing money-making activities like cutting trees. You can't put a price on competence and qualifications. These guys need to be able to respond to any situation that may be presented to them throughout the day. So it's all systems go throughout the whole year to make sure that these guys have got everything they need in their knowledge base in order to carry out their works competently.
Over to a job in Camden, the boys begin removing a dead tree that was overhanging the carriageway. The second part of the project involves the cyclical maintenance of a London plane tree.
Cheers, boy.
In other news, we are looking for people to join our growing team. People within the company have now elevated and been promoted into their natural progressive roles, and we're now looking to take on 2, maybe 1, probably 2, but 1 at a time, groundsmen to join the team.
So I've put our post out on Instagram a few days ago. There's been some really good traction and we've had a few decent inquiries and we've got some trial days set up with some potential prospected people to join the team, which is really exciting. You know, when you build a company and you grow a company, it's really enjoyable. It's fun to see people growing in their roles. And if we can bring people up through their ranks and through their natural progression rather than hiring people at mid and top tier positions, it's just better for the company. People understand the culture and they understand the company better, and it's easier to manage those people rather than bringing people in. With that in mind, I've also purchased another chipper. I know what you're gonna say, but you said you've got no work. You said that work's really low at the moment and people aren't really converting and the economy isn't exactly where it needs to be. I get it, but my job is to place a bet on where the company is going and what the economy is doing. And I'm forecasting that we will be busy in a month or 2 months to come. So if you are a groundsman or a second climber or a qualified groundsman and looking for a company to work with, a growing company, a motivated company, an exceptional group of individuals, reach out to the team, shoot me a DM or whatever it is, or you know someone, if you know someone, tell them to reach out to us, man. Send us an email, shoot us a WhatsApp, give us a call. We're all over the internet. You know where to find us. Let's go. Yo, let me tell you something. Right now, this country and the economy is on its knees. But the challenges that are going on from a grassroots level all the way up through to the value of the pound, the instability of the markets, the no confidence that people have in government, taxes going up, businesses are on their knees. No one knows what to do. How are we gonna get out of this mess? Everyone I speak to is terrified because there's no certainty. We all need to be mucking in, we all need to be pulling together, and we need to drive this economy now. Us business owners and us hard workers, us grafters really need to graft. We really need to understand the objectives of what we're trying to achieve here, and we need to stimulate growth in our economy. There's no policy out there, no single policy out there that is going to drive us out of this mess. If everybody's out there just trying to do cash deals here and there and pay backhanders and brown envelopes, that is not business. That is short-term thinking, and everybody loses in the long run. Like, think about it. Like, really think about it. And we need to pull together, we need to work together, we need to find some linear objectives, and everybody needs to work together and get through this, because the markets right now, the economy right now, is tough, man. It is tough. And I'm telling you guys the truth. I'm telling you my truth. And I speak to a lot of people, and people speak to me a lot too. Oak tree that has fallen over the top of about 6 to 8 graves. Hopefully. Just had a call from one of our big cemetery clients that they've had who's in charge of managing and who's in charge. Mic check 1 2. Yeah. Oh, you see it now, yeah? Okay. All right, let's just start filming now with mics, yeah? Whether it be learning to use a CAT scanner to find live cables and pipes underneath the ground as they and the right places, and also using mobile. Also, we have been using every bit of spare time that and deal with to the graves located below. Yeah? To mitigate. Bruv. To mitigate. Come on, man. Come on. You're supposed to be my lucky branch. I picked you today. An oak tree that is left. The boys begin. Bruv. That actually hurt, you know. I think that was a pretty good swing, to be honest. That was actually pretty sick. All right, bro. Don't even cut it. Yeah, we'll go to the swing. I reckon. Bear in mind where we are, how far we are away from this. Yeah. I reckon that was actually a pretty sick swing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not actually gonna lie. All right, this needs to be documented, bro.
Jeez. That was actually the first shot. People aren't going to believe me that that was the first shot. You'll contest to that, yeah? That was the first shot. I could have been a pro golfer. I actually could have been a pro golfer. Wow, 10 episodes in. I can't believe how fast time flies. Thank you to every single one of you guys who continue to show love and support on the channel. If you enjoyed this video, you're probably gonna enjoy one of these videos positioned somewhere around this screen. Thanks again for all your support. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.